The physical conditions in our body are not what we think they are. They're not this permanent, hard to change thing. It's actually a temporary indicator of our energy. All physical conditions are about our energy alignment. It's energy showing up in this specific way right now, but it can be changed in any moment because this entire universe is energy, your body is energy, and you can change energy, you can move energy. Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Juliette Cleary. I'm a manifestation coach. And if you like this content, make sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. If you would like to work together, that information's in the description box below, as well as links to my other channels. All physical conditions are to do with energy. I know because I've seen some comments on some of my videos saying, okay, because nothing has worked, because the doctors have no solution for me, because everything I've tried is just not giving me the result I want, that must mean this is to do with energy and not, physical things, not other things outside of me. But the truth is, it's always to do with energy. It is always to do with your alignment or your misalignment. Your body is affected by your energy moment by moment. What you are doing with your thoughts and emotions matters so much. And your body is the mirror. And so the physical things, the symptoms, the disease, it's not this permanent, hard to change thing. It's energy that's moving. It's energy that is temporarily showing up in a specific way. It's energy that can move and can be shifted and changed in any moment. It can show up differently, which is kind of why a lot of times we might fix a problem. We might get a medicine or a cream for something or whatever, and we have our solution, right? We fix an issue in our body, and then something else pops up pretty much, directly afterwards, and it makes us feel pretty much the same way, which means we didn't really shift our vibration, or maybe we did for a short amount of time. Then we went back to being the old self. Then we went back to feeling and thinking in the same kinds of ways, being the same kind of person that we have been. And so that will show up in the body. The body will indicate to us who we are being. And when we are kind of cutting off our own power, but when that happens, where there's a health issue and then it moves kind of to another place in your body, right? Maybe in a different way, maybe it's the same kind of thing, just in a different place. That's indicating that it's not this permanent, tangible kind of thing we think it is. It's really energy flow. It's energy that can show up in different ways in the body, and it can easily change. It can easily move. It can easily morph. It's just energy. And so the reason why we attract illness or disease, it's really not even that we're attracting it. It's just that we're blocking ourselves from our alignment, from our power, from our well-being, from our joy, from our freedom, from our ease, right? We're blocking that by something or some things we're giving attention to, things we're doing that don't feel good, thinking in ways and feeling in ways that do not align with what we want and with who we truly are. So it's never about trying to get rid of any symptoms or any condition. It's really noticing, what is this telling me about me? And it's really clear to see because it's linked to your emotions. So for me in the past, having chronic pain, the feeling of it was unbearable, right? It's like unbearable. I can't handle this. I can't take this anymore. I can't live this way, right? That was the feeling and the thoughts that would come. And then I noticed like months later that there were certain things that I was focused on in other areas of my life that made me feel, my perception on them, the story I told, right? Things I was giving attention to made me feel those thoughts around them made me feel the exact same way as the pain. Because I noticed the same thoughts came up. This is unbearable. I hate feeling this way. I can't live like this, right? And I was like, ooh, clear match, right? And I didn't notice that for quite a long time. And so if you look closely at things you're giving your attention to, the stories that you're telling, the perceptions that you're placing onto situations, right? It's not the situation that hurts you, it's how you think about it. It's the story that you add on to it, right? Because it could just be a situation that happened and you could move on. But if you've placed a story over it of, oh, because that happened, I'm not good enough, or things don't work out for me, or whatever it is. That's the thing that brings you pain. And especially if you're experiencing pain in the body, it means you're experiencing emotional pain. And that is of your choosing. That is of your choosing, because you get to choose in any moment. You're in control here. You get to choose whether you feel better or worse. In any moment, you can choose to feel better. You can always choose how you feel. And that's everything. Because your emotional state will dictate what frequency you're on and how much you're allowing your health, right? The symptoms and the disease and the conditions in our body cannot remain there if you're not doing the things, the same kind of habits of thought and emotions that they're tied to. So there's this emotion, just say you often feel helpless, not in control, powerless in your life. You often feel that way, right? That's the emotion. Tied to that emotion is, maybe chronic fatigue, maybe some chronic pain, maybe some other symptoms that you don't like, and then maybe some, relationship problems, money problems, whatever. There's a whole reality linked to that emotion that you're practicing a lot of the time. And it's, it's probably a few different emotions, but just say that you're feeling that a lot of the time. If you are choosing to feel better, you're making new choices, you're soothing yourself, you're showing up in ways that you don't usually. You're not feeding into the negative thoughts or emotions as much. You're just doing things to basically break out of the old patterns, the old you. And you're feeling better. Now you're feeling a different emotion. Say you've managed to feel pretty optimistic, pretty at peace, pretty content, right? The conditions in your body that you had when you lived in the emotion of helplessness must go. All of the conditions in your life that were attached to that emotion, to that version of you, must go. They're not a match if you start to think and feel differently, start to perceive things in different ways, start to tell different stories about things that make you feel better. You shift your state of being. Your emotional state will lead to a different emotional state will lead to different actions, different beliefs, different behaviors, different experiences attracted to you. You're creating a new identity, a new personality. And so the conditions in your body that you didn't want, that you didn't like, that were in pain, right, that were bothering you, they must disappear, because they were only temporary signals of what you were doing with your energy. It's never this big, permanent, hard to change thing. It's energy in motion. Hear that? The physical condition is energy in motion. It's maybe showing up in the same way, especially if that's, very, you expect that. It's going to show up in that way, right? Over and over. But it can show up in different ways too. It's energy in motion. And what is energy in motion? Emotion. That's exactly what our feelings are. Our emotions are energy in motion, moving energy. So, the physical conditions are energy moving in the body. the physical conditions are emotions, right? They're exaggerated emotions. The symptoms and all the stuff that's going on is exaggerated emotion. It's showing up in a bigger way because everything that you focus on must become more. And as you feed these emotions, these not good feeling emotions and thoughts over and over, right? You give them more power, they must become bigger. They must show up in a more obvious way now that you're going to really pay attention. So this is all a reflection of your emotional state. Your emotions affect your biology. Within minutes of you shifting into a different emotion, so a different state of being, your biology changes. Maybe you can't see it or feel it, but it's changing. So a quote of Dr. Joe Dispenza's based on the studies and the research, the scientific research that they're doing. They said within 2 minutes of a new state of being, so a different emotional state, 2 minutes it took to wind and unwind your DNA. So in the moment that you start to feel a different emotion, the cells of your body are now responding differently, right? They're receiving. When you're in negative emotion, you block your cells from receiving. You block the money from coming in. You block the relationship from getting better or coming in. When you're in the positive, good feeling emotions, you're an open, clear signal. You are open to receiving, and the same thing happens with your cells. So literally within a couple of minutes, your body will start to respond to the way you're thinking and feeling. And so, don't you think it matters so much how you spend your energy? How are you spending your energy moment by moment? What are you giving attention to? Is it adding value to your life? Is it adding to your joy? Or is it not? If it's not, it has to go. If the condition is emotion, it is emotion showing up in the body, then you want to do anything you can do to consistently find and feel different emotions. And that can just be finding relief for now. As you find and feel more relaxation, like true relaxation in your mind and your body comes back into homeostasis. It can immediately start to change and restore. So even if you can only find relaxation or some ease, some relief for now, then you do that. And then you work your way up to more elevated, blissful, good feeling emotions, knowing like how much that's going to do for your body. And again, if the physical conditions are about energy and motion, so emotion, you feeling as good as you can feel is going to change your body. It's going to change how the energy is showing up. So I hope this video has helped you. If it did, let me know your takeaways in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up, share it, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you would like to work together, that information's in the description box below. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.